Hello, good morning. Thank you all for joining this session. My name is Jeremy Miranda, and today's webinar is about how to set up CRM for Outlook. We are going to learn how to set up this add-on created by Boyum IT, but from two perspectives. First, one of them, if you are an end customer and if you want to download the trial version, if you want to test the product by yourself, there's a way to do it. Also, if you are an a partner and you want to create a trial, or if you want to purchase license for an end customer, we are going to overview these two scenarios. So, okay, let's start with how to get a free trial. Well, there are two ways. If you're an end customer, you can open the Boyum IT Solutions website, select the additional solutions and CRM for Outlook. This website will appear, and as you can see, there is this kind of rectangle where you have the option to download the free trial. Remember that all the fields are mandatory, and especially you have to select your reseller. This is very important. You have to select the partner you're working with, and another critical or very special field that you need to set up correctly is the email address, because here you will enter the email address of the user that is going to do all the configuration, the administration, the setup of the tool, who's going to give the maintenance to the users, to the permissions. And so select the correct email, not only yours. So for example, if you're the sales manager and you want to test the product but you have an IT guy, I suggest that you input, or the IT person in charge, to set up this configuration, to load the tool and everything that you need. This is the way to create a trial if you are an end customer, but if you're a partner, this is the way you need to join. You need to open or log in into the Boyum portal for partners, and in the left menu you will see the option of trial for a new customer. In this case, we are working with the CRM for Outlook, so this is the one that you're going to request. As you can see, the fields are very similar, are pretty much the same. The only field missing, of course, is the company name, the partner name, because you're already logged in with your session, so this trial is going to be registered under your customers. But remember, the email is the same case. Even if you're the partner, you need to ask the end customer, hey, who is going to be in charge of the administration of the add-on? And then once they give you the email, you can create the trial license. I strongly suggest that you don't input, if you're the partner, you don't input your own email, because every time the customer wants to change a permission, wants to add a new user, delete one, change the permissions group, or anything that you need. For example, if they want to download again the subscription file, we're going to see in a couple of minutes how this works. They're going to call you, and the thing is that the end customer should be responsible of this administration. It is very simple. We're going to see how it works. It's very simple. In a couple of minutes we're going to see it. So okay, now that you create the end customer, I'm sorry to use this email, but you are going to, I mean, this is my Gmail, but imagine that you're receiving this information into your Outlook. I can do it with my own Outlook account because I have already another license. But you're going to receive a few emails. The first one of them is that thanks so much for registering. You will have a license basically for active for 20 days. There are a couple of links, for example, where you can download the server, where you can download the documentation, how can you log in into the Boyum portal. This is the link to the portal, the link to the YouTube channel, and of course a couple of emails where you can send questions, support, or the sales email we have. The other email that you will receive is the activation email. Of course, this will be sent to the email you select, where you input the information of the trial. So, okay, this is another email. this is basically the license for the client, at least for the first one, for the person that is going to do all the configuration. Here you can download the setup file for the a customer for the client. I'm going to explain how CRM for Outlook works. But this is the second email also, where the link to log in or to open the Boyum support portal. I'm going to show you a few resources we have at the end of this session. And of course the YouTube channel where you can see demos, workarounds, how to add reports into a CRM for Outlook, and more information. The final email is basically the thank you. This is the way how CRM for Outlook works. A few videos of how to install the server, how to install the client, how to get the access to the portal, the versions, and so on. The Outlook, this is important, the supported Outlook versions, and the CRM for Outlook. And here are the videos as well, of the link, in the case you want to see step by step how to set up this CRM for Outlook separately, if you don't want to see this webinar's video. That of course we are going to upload to YouTube in the next couple of days. And the final email that I'm not going to show, the final email that you will receive is your user. The user is going to be your email, but the password to log in to the Boyum portal. So as a partner, here's the Boyum portal. I'm going to switch to end customers view in a couple of minutes. But as a partner, now that you have created the trial, you can select the option in the left menu, CRM for Outlook. Okay, it's going to take a couple of minutes here. And you will see all the customers and of course your own license. You're going to see all the customers that you can assign a license or you have registered to get a license in trial or maintenance mode. In my case, the emails I received here in that I showed you a few minutes ago, it's for the test customer. As you can see, CRM for Outlook activate. I created the license today before this webinar. So the 20 days end up in May 17th, and it's activated for only 999 users. I hope this works for you. So you can select continue and the main view will appear. Basically, this is the email I register as a user that is going to administrate CRM for Outlook with the end customer. This is the view of the partner, but also, this is the view also that you will get if you're an end customer. For example, here's the user. I'm going to use an option that I have as an administration. The partner won't be able to do it. But if you're an end customer and you receive your welcome email, you receive to log in into the portal, this is the view that you're going to see. The Boyum portal with the welcome part, the CRM for Outlook option, the company data link where you can update or see the information. If there's something wrong, you need to send an email to your partner or an email to Boyum IT with the correct, for example, the zip code in the case you change the address, for example, the zip code, or maybe the company name changes, because we have this scenario before. Well, you can email us the license that you have. In this case, since this is a trial, you can see here, you have 999 licenses, and of course a link with services. Let me open the website, or the menu option is taken the longer expected. Okay, it's working. The services that you request from your partner or directly to Boyum IT. But let's go back to the CRM for Outlook account. As you can see, the view, this part of the screen is pretty much the same that the option that the partner has in their own account. So basically we have a few areas. The first one of them is the details of the license, the test, the CRM for Outlook, the users, the period that it's available, the period that you will be able to use this license. And in my case, I already have the installation of the server in my computer. In the case you don't, these fields will be empty the first time you open. Of course, it will be empty. But once you have the server installed, we will see the API key, which is basically the link to connect to your server, to your CRM for Outlook server, and the version you're running. In this way, you can verify the server version and, of course, make sure that it matches with all the clients installed. And in the right side of your screen, here is the setup. To get started, first you need to download the CRM for Outlook server component. This link is available in this portal, but remember this link is also received in one of the welcome emails you receive when you uh, register for the trial. But also you can open, you can save this link as a favorite, b1crm4outlook.com/server. This is the link where you can always open, and you will see the latest versions of the CRM for Outlook. As you can see, we always get these releases, and we leave here the previous versions. In the case you don't want to upgrade, you can download the server as well. And also here is the link to install the client, but let's wait until we see that part. Okay, once you download the server, okay, you will download this WinRAR or zip file according to the program that you have installed on your computer. You can uncompress it. Here is a setup file. It is the only application that you will see, the only exe file or application you will see when you uncompress the file. You will see the checklist, the portal guide, the frequently asked questions file. I mean, a few manuals are here, so you can check them out later. But if you run the setup, it's basically a next. I already have it installed on my computer. It's basically a next. Do you want to agree? I already have it, but do you want to install the CRM for Outlook? Yes. Please agree to the terms and conditions. You agree. You click on next. The installation takes a few minutes, less than 2 minutes. I think it's quite fast. But remember that this file, you need to run it, you need to install the server where you have your SAP databases. In my case, I have my local computer. I already have, I have my SQL installed here. I have my databases. I have my SAP server installed, so I install it here. In the case you have HANA, because it works both SQL and HANA, you need to install in your Windows server, because as you know, you can't install applications in your HANA server because it's a Linux environment. But okay, now that you have running the installer, let's start with the configuration of the server. In my case, I already have a subscription, but imagine you want to add a new one. The first thing that will pop up is that you need to import or input the credentials of your portal account. In my case, let me just open my password, because honestly it's a little complicated and I don't remember my portal password. I always have to do the copy paste. There you go. I already have it. So I'm going to add my username, my password. Okay, you need to define or input the information about your SAP server, the database server, the license server and port, the database type. Remember, we work with HANA. Also, now with the latest versions, you can also select the SQL 2016. The user and password for your SQL installation. You can also test the connection over here. You jumped into the next step. According to your computer is the language of the buttons you will see. It's not like you don't have to worry, you are not going to see these options in Spanish. And a list of all the databases that you have in that server will appear. If you want to connect the CRM for Outlook to several databases, you need to input the user and password for this database. For example, here in my test, I will also connect with the manager. Okay, once I leave the field of the password, it's going to try to establish the connection to verify that the user and password are okay. But one very important thing, if you connect with the manager, you're gonna keep you will be able to keep using the manager. Don't worry, it's not like it's going to separate the license and you know, you won't be able to use it. Not at all. It's just to establish the connection, the first connection with the server. So okay, here it's okay. The user and passwords are okay. Here's the status. I'm not gonna connect my BEAS training database or the SAP demo that I have for Mexico. So I'm gonna connect it only to these two databases, and I'm gonna click on finish the subscription. Once when you install or run the setup for the very first time, this is very important. Yes, I'm going to restart the service. The first time you run the setup, you will be asked to select the subscription file. Imagine the subscription file is like a license. The only way to download it is from here, directly from your portal, from your account. I'm gonna add it to my desktop so you can see the subscription file, how it works. Here it is. So in my case, I already have the subscription created, but if you create a new one, as you can see here, you need to browse for this file. You won't be able to continue until you have this file. This is for security reason. The subscription file, remember, imagine it's like the license, and you need to input your user and password from the portal. This is for security, because you don't want all the users or all the users that have access to the server. Imagine that you use the same server for your terminal server and connections, so they won't be able to to add a new subscription or edit the subscription or the configuration you have without any restrictions. Okay, now, once you install the server, let me search for it. You are in a Windows environment. Okay, you will see here this is the window to administrate the subscription, but also if you open the services, your Windows services in that server, you will find that the CRM for Outlook server component is running. It's going to create a Windows service that is going to be running. Please make sure it's running. If it's stopped or paused, the clients or the Outlook users won't be able to connect. But okay, now that we have the server component up and running, connected to the selected or desired databases, now I don't need anymore the setup information. I don't need the subscription file anymore. I actually can delete it, because remember, you can open the portal and download it again as many times as you want. Also the server component download. But now we are going to create the users. In this case, we have 999 users, is more than enough. But when you create a user, you will be requested the name and the email. Remember, it's the email address of the account you use in Outlook. And you need to select a user group. We already have predefined user groups, but if I go back to this main screen, you can manage them. If you want, for example, you have the group all permissions. You have the group human resources, purchase users, read-only users, sales and service users. You can delete these groups except the first one, the all permissions, because you need to have at least one of them. But you can delete them, or maybe you will have actually a human resources group. So you can come here, select this little icon to edit. You can change the name. you can select, for example, if you have several databases. In my case, they are not updated yet because I log on before I connect the server component. But your databases connected will appear, and you can select, for example, okay, is this group. Imagine you have companies in all over the world. So for the group from the United States, from Mexico, from Europe, from Asia, you can create a group and then assign only the databases that this group is going to be available to use. In my case, I'm going to select all of them. You can select all permissions, or you can change the permissions. For example, I'm gonna remove this report group, and when you finish, these are the selected permissions that this users group will have. You click on save to store the information. But basically, which permissions you can define here in the add-on? Well, if you want to restrict the users from creating customer leads, sales opportunities, self-service calls, an absence directly in SAP, an activity, business partner, contact person, suppliers, and tracking. Because maybe you want a specific group of users to be able to create only leads but not customers, because the customers are created in SAP once you have all the, you know, relevant information or the documents you need from the customer to create it, and of course give the determine the permanent the terms and conditions. Uh, Also, you can link a contact. You will have different report groups. This is because if the customer has also not only the CRM for Outlook add-on, but also B1 usability package, you can create your own SQL reports. And these reports, you can link them to groups to make sure that not all the reports are going to be available to all the users, because maybe you have a list of all the account balances, you know, and you don't want maybe the human resources group to see it. So this report is linked to the report group 10, so you remove it, so the users from human resources won't be able to see this report. Also, you can restrict if you want to update the business partner, contact information, and UDFs, and of course the view. There are a lot of information that you can check, that you can see, that you will be able to see in the CRM for Outlook ribbon, like KPIs, UDFs, trackings, and of course the open documents like BP balances, incoming payments, orders, quotations, invoices, and so on. These are the open documents, the leads, the opportunities, service calls. I mean, a lot of documents on master data, so you can also restrict which type of documents you want. So once you have your groups, here they are. I'm gonna go back to the main screen. Now you can create your username, email, select the group, and of course send the activation email. Remember that at this point we already have our portal account, we are creating the users, but we only have the installation of the server. I mean, the add-on is connected to the databases, yes, but we also need to create the users and install the product in actually Outlook. I mean the computers, the Outlook, where the end users are going to work with this add-on. The activation email is really, really important. It's going to look pretty much like this. This is like the license. Remember, the subscription file is like the license for the server, but the activation email includes the license for the email address, and of course it's going to be stored in Outlook the first time you open the email. Basically, you have a welcome email with the link to download the setup install, you know, the setup file, but for the computers, for the Outlook, you can also download this file here. Remember, I mentioned that looking for the client install, go here, and here is the installer. If I go back here to show you my files, here is the compressed file you can extract. here, and here you will have the setup. It's also a next, next, next. You don't have to select only the option that you agree to the terms and conditions, and basically that's it. You don't have to select any other option. And of course, the full manual and the frequently asked questions file is included in this installer. You can, you have a few options to work with this installation. If you have advanced users, you can email them, hey, you will receive an activation. Okay, I lost the audio for 1 second, but I'm back. Okay. So you have a few options to install the clients. I mean, if the users are able to install programs in their own computers, well, you can send an email saying, hey, you're going to receive an activation email. Please don't let the setup file included in the link and basically run it. And when the setup is done, close Outlook and open it again, and that's it. Or maybe you want to download the setup file by yourself, put it in a shared location and execute it from the computers, or maybe you want to go computer by computer with the file with an SUB and run it by yourself. It's up to you. But when the installation is done, it's complete, you need to open the activation email again to verify that the license is okay, that is included in the add-on. And basically, once you finish with this, the user will have the CRM for Outlook ribbon. I'm going to select my test folder. I have a few emails over here. Mine is in Spanish. Remember, you can search for this little icon next to the help, and you will be able to change the language you want to use the CRM for Outlook. But basically, doing these steps, you're up and running, and you can start using your CRM for Outlook add-on. Okay, I have a couple of questions. Yes, this webinar is being recorded, and I will send it to the people in charge of our YouTube channel. So if it's not ready by tomorrow, the next week it will be available. It takes a few days to edit the presentation, and of course upload it in our YouTube channel. It will be available there, and of course in our newsletters and in our social media. We will announce when the video is ready to watch it on YouTube. Another question, important subscription is one time or every time you log in into SAP to use CRM? No, the subscription file is a one-time thing, and it's going to be requested only the first time you create a subscription in your CRM for Outlook server component. Once you have it installed and once you have a subscription created, when you want to edit or add, if you want to edit, only the user and password of the portal will be necessary. But if you want to create a new subscription, then you're going to need the subscription file. After you upload it, you can delete the file. It's not needed anymore. In my case, I only have one subscription because I only have one server and connected to the basic databases. So I download the subscription file, upload it, and delete it because honestly it's not needed anymore if you have only one server. But remember, in the case you, I don't know, delete your server entirely, blank it, and if you want to install the CRM for Outlook from zero, then you will need the subscription file, but you can download it as many times as you want from here. Okay, let's continue. Oh, I have another question before I finish. Yes, okay. There are questions about the CRM for Outlook demo. Yes, this webinar it's only for the setup, but there are videos online, Samir, that you can see in our YouTube channel to see the product. But also you can send us an email to sales@boyum-it.com, and you can request a special or specific demo for you. This is part of one of the services that we provide in Boyum IT. If you want to see a demo, if you don't want to see the demo recorded, it's okay. We can schedule something especially for you, a special session. And but okay, once we have all the emails and so on, we have a few options that we can check here. First one of them is that we can delete a user. Imagine that this person is not working for the company anymore. You can delete it, or maybe you want to modify the name or the name, the basic information, the email address, or maybe the user group that this user is assigned to. And imagine that the user lost the computer or had problems with Outlook, need to install everything in the computer and so on. If they don't have the activation email anymore, because if you install the add-on in Outlook and in the end customers or end users computer, if you delete everything and if you reinstall Outlook and the CRM for Outlook and so on, you will need to activate the product again because the license is gone. So you can come here and select this little envelope icon and send the activation email again to the user. I mean, I use Exchange, for example, and I have my activation email here available, so every time I want to select it, it's here. But in the case it's gone, if you lose your emails and of course the activation email, you can send it again. Okay, I see there are no more questions, so we are about to finish the webinar. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. We still have a few more minutes before I finish the presentation. I think we are okay. Well, if you have more questions, if you want to see a specific demo, like one of the questions I've received here, if you want to see the product working, if you want to test it, if you need help during the installation, send us an email. Send us an email to support or to sales@boyum-it.com. There's one last question. As a partner, can I have an environment for my server? Yes. You can have different environments. For example, in my case, this is a tricky part. You can use, as a partner, you can use the CRM for Outlook for internal use. For example, to be connected to your production database where you administrate your users, your opportunities, and so on. And you can also have a local environment, so you can have demos. The only thing that you need to do is to open the correct activation email because you can receive many of them. So you just, for example, if you want to work in your production environment, you open your activation email and the Outlook will connect to your production database. And in the case you want to have a test demo, a local environment to, so you can also play with it and give demos to your customers, you just switch to the another activation email that the system is telling me that the activation email is different than the one that I have active. I click on OK, and when I restart Outlook, now I'm going to be connected to my local database, and you can switch as many times as you want. So the answer is yes, you can have an environment as a partner. Okay, I think we don't have any more questions. Okay, thank you all for joining this webinar. Remember, this video will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. Remember to contact us. Before we go, remember we have our help center. It's in many languages, both English and Spanish. We have in our help center the CRM for Outlook area where you can download, you can see many articles, you will see general information about errors, about the subscription, how to upload it, interest articles, so feel free to join our community, post questions as well. Thank you so much for your time and have a great day.